So what concerns you most about AI?
Well, this is great. Let me ask an expert in AI. I, let me express my concerns. I'm sure they're the same concerns that other people are having. So let's see what you think about these. And you certainly don't have to have a perfect solution, but let's express some concerns. For me, my two biggest worries or concerns, one is on the personal side, one's on the societal side, right? So personally, I fear that I'm going to lose a lot of my critical thinking skills and writing skills. I worry that one day I will find myself going to AI every time I need to write a difficult email or maybe find the right words to say apologize to someone or design a workshop. I have to go to AI first to see what AI says about how I should structure it or how I should write a course. So I'm afraid that my skills are going to erode once I start using AI more. And then the societal problem is has to do with art. I think that I worry that we will come to accept the art that AI produces. So for me, art is really about the individual producing something from heart, soul, and mind that then resonates with another individual. I fear that AI produced art, we will come to accept it and think it's good enough. And that worries me a bit. So those are my two concerns. What do you think?
Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, the art point definitely resonates with me. I don't want to live in a future where we accept AI generated art as true art. Like I think there's a human connection element that's really critical there. For me, I think about like what I studied in college, which is computer science. And what I worry about is like to some extent what the future of computer science education looks like as AI does more and more coding. Because of like I'm not confident that we as society need humans to write code. Like for art, we do care to some extent, right? Like hopefully we care a lot that a human is creating the art. But like, do we really care who wrote the code behind Google Drive?
Mhm.
Probably not. We just care that Google Drive works well, right? Over time, what I see happening in industry, and this is already a trend that's really accelerated just so far in 2025, more and more companies are writing more and more of their code with AI. And what that means is in the future, I think there will be very few software developers. If anything, the work they'll be doing will be very different than what they're doing today. And the rate of change is happening within a year, as opposed to over the course of a decade. What that's going to mean is a lot of students that are in college now for computer science or are looking ahead in K-12 to say, I want to, be a computer science major and be a software developer, are going to be in for like a rough transition. Whereas typically technology always changes, but because it takes 5 or 10 years for big tech cycles to change, students will still learn somewhat relevant skills in a computer science degree, then be able to apply it in the real world.
Mhm.
Today, if I were a computer science student like my sister is, I genuinely don't know how many of the skills I'll be learning will be relevant even 2 years out, which is going to create a lot of rocky transitions. And I think this trend is going to happen across a lot of fields, starting with computer science because it's the easiest to automate, but in a lot of STEM fields. So I think we're going to get to this point where, as society, we care about certain fields and say, okay, there's a human connection needed here, and those fields, I think there'll be a strong defense of. But other ones like coding, maybe some engineering tasks, we will hand over to the AI, and that's going to create a really rough transition period for a lot of, you know, people early on in their careers, or students especially.
It's heartening what you say because now I'm thinking, maybe in the future we will be able to really differentiate between AI art and human art. We will know the human art is over here, and we will appreciate it even more because we know it was made by a person for a person, and that might even make our appreciation even deeper and greater. So that might happen. I'm hoping that that does happen. That sounds great. So.
For sure. And when it comes to art, I think like a lot of folks were worried that photography would kill art because painting was a method of communicating, images, before photography was invented. But yeah, painting and art hasn't gone away. It's just like a
No.
different medium, and maybe it is appreciated more, right? I don't have the full historical context to say, but maybe that is the case.